Steam locomotives are built with blood, sweat, and fire. Pieces of red-hot steel that are the size of men are forged into shape with industrial might. Many parts are casted by crucibles full of gallons upon gallons of liquid metal, like driving wheels. Brass valves and builder's plates are also casted, usually by liquid bronze or brass, unless you're a Baldwin locomotive that was built during World War II, like 2926. A builder's plate is like a birth certificate for a locomotive. 2926's builder's plates were originally made of steel, because brass and bronze was needed for the war effort, making steel the cheaper option. They would have looked something like this, but sadly, I can't show you 2926's original plates, because they were stolen while she was in the park. If you have them, we would like them back. However, in 2010, a man named Rob Gunter recreated 2926's builder's plates, which are still on the locomotive today. These plates are made out of bronze, unlike her originals. If you yourself want a small version of 2926's builder's plates, you can buy one of these. This is an NMHR Medallion, which is a smaller recreation of the full-size plates. These medallions are casted by us at our restoration site. Today, I will be showing you how they are created and showing you our on-site foundry. Before we can fire up the foundry, we have to create the medallion's mold. The mold is created around 2 templates of the medallions.
Now this is parting agent. Well, you don't want it breathed in, whatever it is. And you put a little bit on there, just enough to keep, so when you split everything back out again, it will part. That's why it's called parting agent.
Kind of like oil on a pan for a cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Unused casting sand is then placed on the templates.
What it does, it's like a flour sifter. It's just a sand sifter. Get all the chunks out. You want to put a light layer. This stuff is expensive, and it's also very valuable as far as sand, green sand goes. So you don't use much. You just want to use enough to cover up the mold.
The new sand better imprints than the older stuff, which is a charcoal black, because the oil in the sand has burned.
There's a bigger needle over there, but I'm not going to go get it.
The used sand makes up the rest of the mold, being sifted until the templates are covered.
Now you don't have to rinse.
Then it's just piled in.
Yeah, we are going to have to come up with that.
Place that on and just press it down.
Press it down, yeah. It's our new process. And just oil, 2-cycle oil, is what holds, when you compress it, it kind of makes it rigid. Keeps it firm. And so you got to ram it to get that effect. Hey Tim, this is ready.
All right, yeah, just make sure. So you can just flop the plastic on top there. You need to make sure it lines up. It's a pretty tight fit. You don't want to hang it up.
No.
Once full, the mold is carried to a press, where the mold gets a nice squeezing.
This way?
Because it's getting heavier as you go, it'll all come together. Yeah, it'll make total sense.
The process is repeated, piling more sand and then another round on the press.
This one does not have to be quite lined, but it's good to get it as lined as much as possible.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want it to...
In 2017, the locomotive's boiler was nearing completion. One of the last steps for the firebox was to lay the fire brick, which is honestly a story for a restoration exploration video. However, when the job was done, there was many cut, unused fire bricks, and a whole pallet of unneeded brick. This extra brick gave Bob and Ron an idea.
You built this thing yourself?
Yeah, Ron and me, yeah, we just basically put it together, excess fire brick from the firebox. Yeah.
They took the fire brick and began to make a foundry with it. It is quite brilliant how this crucial part of the restoration site took form. They welded a crucible lift together with pieces of scrap steel and rebar. A lid was created from a steel frame that they laid sand into, then poured concrete over to create a domed lid. They welded together a mechanism to lift and turn the heavy lid with the push of a foot lever. On the 28th of October 2017, the foundry would be completed and would be fired for the first time. Since its creation, the foundry has proven to be a huge moneymaker for the organization. The NMHR works with the Cumberson Toltec Railroad to make their friction bearings, which are casted by the organization. The foundry would make many things for 2926 herself. Her numbers, which were originally steel, are made in a beautiful bronze to match her bell and builder's plates. This is the emergency pull cord bushing, which was casted from a mold that was created by using 2912's actual bushing.
Oh, it's a leaf blower that controls your air? That's awesome.
That's the blower, yeah. And then this controls the voltage to it, and therefore
It's simple, but it works.
Oh,
It's all that matters.
Now back to the medallions. Once the front of the templates are molded, we have to repeat the process to get the back of the template. First, the parting agent is dusted.
Now just the other side to get this side.
Unused red sand is dusted in.
I do have video.
Then the used black sand is sifted in. After a squeeze from the press, you get this, a medallion mold.
there. Right. I mean,
Tape is placed on the templates so they can be carefully removed from the mold, which gives a beautiful impression in the sand of what's to come from the finished product. Channels are cut into the sand to give the liquid metal a clear path into the mold. The edges of the cast will be cleaned up later. Finally, our bronze is hot enough to be turned into a cast, and Bob and Ron suit up for the pour.
Welcome.
one.
Good. Up just a little bit.
Nope, that's good.
Go back, Scott.
Yep. Up.
We're coming this way.
Okay, yeah, all the way. Okay.
There's water in there.
No.
I never actually watched the report.
I don't think I have enough to do a.
After it cools and a bit of cleaning and polishing and a little bit of paint, you get this, an NMHR medallion. I want to thank you for watching this video. If you want to pick up your own medallion, you can snatch one at our on-site shop or at our next tractor event on May 4th, 2024, celebrating 1 whole year of the locomotive escaping the gate of her restoration site. I hope to see you there. My name is Kinda Circle, I was your host, and I'll see you next time.